Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. Season 9 is drawing to a close and Season 10 starts next week. So with that being said, anytime we are transitioning from one season to another, it's always great to look and double check to make sure that you got everything from the current season before you go into the next one, and you also want to try to give yourself the best head start in next season as you can, so prep is always a good thing. So those are the two categories that we're going to go over in this video: what to finish this season and how to prep for next season. Let's jump right in. So let's start with things that are going away. This season's Season Pass will go away, so if you haven't fully ranked it up by the end of the season, then you won't get the rest of the rewards. You will be able to retroactively claim rewards that you did earn, but say for example you never got past rank 90, the rewards from rank 90 to 100 will never be yours if you don't finish them before the season ends. Everything to do with the obelisks, both in the destinations as well as in the tower, will be gone, so it's very important that you claim all of your obelisk mods before the season ends. They will stay if you claim them before the season ends. Other things like obelisk bounties, Saint 14 bounties, fractalin, time lost weapon bounties, all of these are going away. So it's very important to make sure that you get all of these out of your inventory and checked off your list before Season 9 ends. And the same thing goes for any triumphs associated with Season 9. This also includes the Season of the Dawn seal. If you have not completed the seal by the end of this season, then the seal will just be removed from your screen and you will never be able to complete it again. As far as ordering the pin, you have until midnight on March 9th to claim your code from the Bungie store if you would like to order the Bungie Rewards Season of the Dawn pin. If you do not claim that code by then, you will not be able to once next season has started. I believe that after that you have like a week or something like that. Double check for sure, but you have like a week to order it before it expires and you won't be able to do it. It's very quick with the seasonal pins. They don't last for long, so I wouldn't sleep on it. Just go ahead and make sure that you do it. So on to the actual prepping for Season 10. Anytime you get a legendary engram, a prime engram, or an exotic engram to actually physically drop onto the ground, don't pick it up. Let it go to your postmaster. The reason being is because we will undoubtedly get a few new pieces of exotic armor next season, and last season, when Season 9 started, if you carried over Shadowkeep exotic engrams into Season 9, they actually dropped new Season 9 armor when collected. Same goes for prime engrams, same goes for legendary engrams. They were dropping in Shadowkeep, but carried over into Season of the Dawn, and they were actually dropping new gear. Now for the Prime Engram and the Legendary Engram, it's not going to help you get your power level up per se. It drops at a fixed power level, but remember, we are getting faction gear. Dead Orbit, Future War Cult, and New Monarchy weapons and armor will be dropping from Legendary World Engrams, and that is these Prime Engrams and these Legendary Engrams that you find on the ground. So, it might not work, but I mean, do you really need another piece of garbage gear this season? Like, you might as well just hang on to it and either get your garbage next season in a week, or, you know, maybe get something brand new. It's a no-lose situation here. So I would definitely recommend just letting those engrams carry over to next season with the hopes that you will get something new out of them instead of the same useless crap that you've gotten for the past 2 years. Another thing that you can do to begin prepping is start saving your bounties. There's virtually no reason to turn your bounties in right now unless you're trying to finish leveling up your Season Pass for Season 9, which, if that's the case, by all means, turn in your bounties, get your rewards. But for next season, you want to stockpile XP. Yes, the artifact has been disabled for trials next season, but you will still have artifact mods that will undoubtedly be useful in trials. So to rank up your artifact as quickly as possible before trials starts is still going to be important because you want to get those mods as quickly as you can in case they are useful in trials, and also because we're getting Grandmaster difficulty nightfalls and stuff like that next season. So just because your artifact power isn't going to matter in trials, it's definitely still going to matter in the new quote-unquote PvE endgame. And of course, on top of that, you're also going to be ranking up your Season 10 Season Pass a little bit earlier, and it's just good to have bounties ready to go. Now, as far as how much XP you get from bounties, anything that's a weekly, these are the weekly Vanguard, weekly Crucible, weekly Gunsmith, and weekly Gambit bounties, as well to a slightly lesser degree, the weekly Benedict bounties that give you a treasure map, and the weekly Ada bounties. they're all going to give you the most XP. Anything that's on a weekly rotation is going to give you the most XP. But aside from that, man, I mean, I would say get some gunsmith bounties, get some Vanguard bounties stockpiled, some of the Gambit ones that you can do out in any destination and patrol or whatever. And then after that, man, just start grabbing every destination in the days leading up to the release of Season 10. Just start making a rotation all around the solar system, going to each destination, picking up all of its bounties, and knocking them out until your bounties are full. Now, what I like to do is I will typically store all of my bounties on my Warlock, which is my least played character, and for my Titan and Hunter, I don't really do any prep. My Warlock is basically a storage unit. That's just how I do it, because I don't. It kind of bugs me to just have inventories full. But it's also really important to note that any Season 9 bounties, like the Fractalin bounties and the Saint 14 bounties, will be removed from your inventory. So if you complete those this week, turn them in. Don't try to hold them over, or you're just wasting them. Some other things that you want to do to shore up this season is make sure that you purchase whatever you're going to purchase from the Eververse store before the season ends. Otherwise, you'll probably have to wait until September to get it from a, quote, bright engram. Another thing that you want to make sure that you're doing before this season ends is getting rid of all of your Fractalin. Now, your Fractalin is basically free legendary shards. You can go turn it into a planetary obelisk and get some that way, or the more reasonable and more profitable route is by donating to the Tower Obelisk while you are holding Time Lost bounties. You will get a ton of legendary shards back, and they're free. So this week, if you've been investing, you will be getting some more Fractalin back. This will be the last week that you get it. We've already hit the community challenge. We've already unlocked all of that stuff. So your Fractalin is basically yours to do whatever you want with. I would definitely recommend the Time Lost Bounty strat, even though it does take forever to sit there and donate 100 at a time, but in the long run, you will get a ton of legendary shards from it, as well as a ton of XP. Now, speaking of the XP, you do not want to try to carry those Time Lost bounties, even if completed, over till next season, because they will not carry over. They will be deleted from your inventory, and the weapon that it could have dropped, as well as the XP that you would have gained for it, will just be gone, and you won't get any of it, so don't do that. And aside from that, guys, all I would say is if you're missing any exotic armor or weapon pieces that can drop from an engram, then make sure you hit up Xur this week to get his Fated Engram, because it will give you something that you're missing if you're missing it and it drops from an engram. So if you're chasing something like Transversive Steps, for example, it will be a smaller pool to choose from this week than it will be next week if we get some new exotic armor. And the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with is go ahead and grind out your upgrade materials this week if you can in the Nightfalls. Enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards are going to be even more valuable next season with the ability to re-roll affinity on armor. It's going to be expensive, so if you have some armor that is currently solar with a really good roll and you want to change it to void next season, you're going to need the materials to do that, as well as the glimmer to do that. So even more reason to stockpile bounties, even more reason to go grind Nightfalls this week. If you'd like a guide on how to farm that stuff, I made a video for it recently. Feel free to check it out. You'll see it in the top right corner of your screen right now, and that is going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, click like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe, and if you are already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.